You should start most commands by pressing the Escape button to exit any prior operation that may have been started. Note the compass pattern on the control panel, where you will find several buttons which control the motion of the laser lens assembly. Here we are using the left, right, up, and down buttons to move the lens assembly. This can be done while the lid is open. Be careful not to reach into the laser cabinet while any of the machine parts are in motion. When you press the Z/U button, you will see a menu of functions. Use the left and right arrow to move the honeycomb bed up and down. Note that the honeycomb bed clears the edges of the surrounding cabinet by less than an inch on all sides. Be sure to position the honeycomb bed in the center of the platform on which it sets. If it is offset to any side, it will interrupt the motion of the platform. The bottom option of the Z/U menu is autofocus. Place a rigid piece of material on the honeycomb bed. Position the laser lens assembly over the material. Use the down arrow to select the autofocus option and press Enter. The bed will rise to the level of lens focus depth sensor. When the plunger on the sensor is depressed, the bed will stop rising and go back down to the correct position. Be careful to always position the lens assembly over a rigid piece of material. Attempting to use the autofocus feature on very thin materials, which may be punctured by the probe, or over an area where the honeycomb bed is uncovered, can result in damage to the probe and lens assembly. Always use the autofocus option when you change material thicknesses. Use the positioning arrows to move the lens assembly to the back and right of the work surface. There, it will be safe to load the material you wish to use onto the honeycomb bed. Be careful not to disturb the lens assembly when you load or unload the material. The same is true for installing or removing the honeycomb bed, for example, to clean under it after some period of use. Using the positioning arrows, move the laser lens assembly to the starting location of the job on the material you wish to use and press Origin. Note that lasers use relatively low current at high voltage. The ammeter shows you how much current you are using. Although you may enter a power setting for a given layer in Lightburn of up to 100%, that doesn't translate to the maximum power generated by the laser tube. The relationship between power and current is nonlinear. The manufacturer has noted a maximum current for use of the laser tube which is installed, typically 27 milliamps as shown here. More current does not produce more energy. It simply shortens the life of the laser tube. Laser tubes are consumables and need to be replaced after a few years. Using the minimum energy required to perform the job you need done extends the life of the laser tube. Press the Frame button to direct the laser lens assembly to wrap around the area that will be cut or engraved with an enclosing rectangle. This is handy to confirm that the job fits into a space on material which has already been used. Press the Start button on Lightburn to begin the job. Rather than Start, you may choose Send, and Lightburn will send the instructions for the job to the laser. Press File and use the up and down arrows to pick the job from the list, then Enter to select it. This is handy when you intend to run the job again and don't want to hook up the PC to control the laser.